Haven't done a thing for a while here, so I'm gonna talk about this is Corey Funk's this is Funk's film reviews, and I'm Corey Funk, and I'm going to talk about the Oscars come in March and all that. The nominations are all out, and I can tell you where I think. They've been out for a while. I just haven't been on here. My phone's kind of acting up, but I can tell you where I think the Oscars have started. And the thing is, I still do watch them on the odd occasion. There's a couple of years I skipped out, but I can tell you where I think the Oscars have gone wrong, and I don't want it to totally be gone. I mean, I wish they would stop getting political, and I do like watching movies. I'm a big movie buff, and I do wish they'd stop getting political on their speeches and things like that. But my view where they started going wrong and where is like number one. And the thing is, and I get it, like your favorite movie doesn't always get nominated for Best Picture. Hell, they're getting 10 nominations out, and well, actually my favorite movie did get a Best Picture nomination this year, and that's Nickel Boys. It actually surprisingly got a Best Picture and an Adapted Screenplay. That's the only two nominations it's gotten. But I'm surprised it didn't get, I wish it would have got cinematography because of the point of view style that they do between the two main characters. And I also wish that Anjani Ellis-Taylor would have been nominated. I actually think she's the best supporting actress out there, and she got ignored by most of the branches. I loved her performance in that, and I'll go as far as say I think she is the best supporting actress, even though she wasn't nominated for it. But there's a lot of I think the Oscars first started. I mean, I remember. Technically they're the 2008. I call they were filmed in 2009, but the movies were in 2008, so I still call it the 2008 Oscars. And it started when 5 nominations and The Dark Knight. A lot of critics were not happy that The Dark Knight. Some people will say, "What about the Crash Brokeback thing and all that?" And I firmly believe I laugh at a lot of these people that that year actually my favorite movie was Sin City, and it didn't even get a single nomination. But where I think it started going wrong is surprisingly first. They got the nominations out that time, and the Best Picture nominees was 5, and this was the last year there was 5 nominations, and some people think that they added the extra nominations on because this one movie did not get a Best Picture nomination despite having 8 Academy Award nominations. That movie's The Dark Knight, and The Dark Knight was my favorite film of that year. And that's and then they decided the next year that they're going to up the category, Best Picture category, to 10. And there was a couple years where they had 9 nominations. A couple years they had 8 nominations, and then they now stick it to 10 nominations. And I think once they stuck it to 10 nominations, it started going the quality of work that got into Best Picture. I mean, sometimes, yes, the Best Picture, and even I could say another example of where they fucked up too is my favorite movie of the 2011 was the movie Drive. And that didn't even get that got 1 nomination, sound editing, and that's a category that's not there anymore. But I think that Albert Brooks should have got a Best Supporting Actor nom. I think it should have got, Nicholas Welding should have got a director nomination. I think it should have got an adapted screenplay nomination. I think it should have got a film editing nomination. I think it should have also got a sound mixing nomination, not just a sound editing nomination. And also maybe add A Real Hero, that song that's on there for original song. That would have been really awesome. But yeah, the movie Drive, which ended up being not just my favorite movie of 2011, but of the 2010s. And that's also this is an example of years where my favorite movie didn't get on. But I didn't think it started going downhill there. I think it started going downhill when all of a sudden people were pointing out something, and they were saying because 2 years no acting nominations they were all people that were Caucasian. So they all of a sudden started nitpicking. And I think you should get nominated for your merit. I think people should stop watching when they watch their movies and they pick with their own and they're like, holy shit, those performances were good. They shouldn't be paying attention to the color of skin. The Oscars were never racist. This was just them saying at the time, and Jada Pinkett Smith, why didn't Will Smith get a nomination for Concussion? You know, he deserved a nomination for Concussion. And yeah, that bitch also, she ruined the Oscars. She started at that time, even before Will Smith did that huge slap on Chris Rock. Will Smith and the Smiths were ruining the Academy right at that time because she bitched about Will Smith not getting a nomination. I'm sorry, Will Smith wasn't good enough that year for Concussion. I mean, it was an okay movie, but I don't think he deserved a nomination. Surprisingly, there's one African American that did deserve a nomination, but I don't think they didn't put him there because they were being racist. I don't think that. And that was David Oyelowo for the movie Selma, who did a fantastic job as Martin Luther King. He did a fantastic job in that performance, but he didn't get nominated. But that's, like I said, I don't think that they were ever racist. But 2 years they pointed out, oh my God, they didn't get, and now all of a sudden they're like, this has been the most diverse. We have this many Latinos and this many. And the thing is, yes, if they do well enough, they do deserve the nominations. But you should stop watching and think like, I'm watching and I'm hoping I'm watching the movies and I'm hoping that the performances of the actors and actresses are good enough, and I hope the best people get in despite the color of their skin. But they all of a sudden started pointing out, and it's funny because the year before this whole happened, African-American actress won supporting actress for the movie 12 Years a Slave, and the movie 12 Years a Slave won Best Picture in the 2013 Academy Awards. Yeah, so they weren't not thinking of a movie with people of color. They just happened 2 years in a row where not a single actor who was of color got nominated, and then fucking Jada Pinkett Smith opened her mouth and then started, bitch, Will Smith should have got in. Will Smith should have got in. No, he wasn't good enough for Concussion. I'm sorry. He eventually won for King Richard, which he shouldn't have won. King Richard, to me, I will actually say it, like I have my ones where I think were the best performances, the ones I think, yes, I'm glad they won. My favorite performance by lead actor was Jack Nicholson in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, and Robert De Niro is high up there too, but Nicholson was my favorite of lead actor performances of all time in that type of camera. And then the whole Will Smith thing happened. He got banned from the Oscars. But then the Oscars started getting all woke, and then this whole Emilia Perez controversy came out, which because of the controversy and this tweets that this Carla Sofia Gascon, who is nominated for Best Actress, despite being born a man, so I'm sorry, some people may be like, oh, that's transphobic. And you know what? I don't think trans people deserve to be hurt. And if the performance was good enough, you deserve a nomination in lead actor because you're born a man. Don't like that feel or being called. It is what it is. You don't have a uterus, so I'm sorry. You could call that transphobic. You could call that whatever. It's just my opinion. And I don't care. I believe in basic biology. If that offends you, that's you being soft. So I don't care. But if the performance was good enough, then yes. And that all happened. And the Academies had this Emilia Perez, which is about a crime lord from Mexico who got this lawyer. Although I do think Zoe Saldana does, like I said, Andre Ellis Taylor is my favorite performance but I do think Zoe Saldana did a fantastic job in that movie. The movie wasn't all that great, but I do think she did a great job. But there's Carla Sofia Gascon. Originally was born Carlos Gascon, so got in the Best Actress in a Leading Role. The first biological male got in there. Like, there's never been a biological female in the act. I'm surprised that Ellen Page didn't say, hey, why wasn't you were nominated for Best Actress before that whole thing happened. Surprised they didn't rescind that when she got the surgery. But when that all happened, and I'm kind of worried. Like the movie I think either The Brutalist or Anora. I think one of those two are probably going to be the ones that win Best Picture, because this Emilia Perez has this controversy after the whole, like, having these tweets that were kind of, well, derogatory tweets that now they're not pushing or promoting Carla Sofia Gascon. They're actually trying to stay away from her, despite she's still nominated for an Academy Award. He's still nominated for an Academy Award in Best Actress. But, and I do think, and like, here's one thing too, and I know that's going to win, that Al Mal is going to win original song. What the fuck is that shit? Like, I'm sorry, like, she did a good job, Zoe Saldana, but I did not like that song she sang, or some of the music. Like, the music in that movie was not that good. But I'm gonna point out that what was I actually didn't mind it the first time I watched it, but the more I think about a trans person, like, all of a sudden they get the surgery, they did all these crimes before, I kind of think it's ludicrous, the plot to it. Now that, like, and it's getting more hatred than the movie Crash after Crash beat Brokeback Mountain, which I think a lot of people are like, I think Crash is a decent movie, but I don't think and out of the movies that were nominated that year, some people will be like, these people go, but Brokeback won all these and all that. People don't think for themselves. If although Jake Gyllenhaal, they did good in that movie, and it was a good movie, Brokeback Mountain. But I make the unpopular decision that I like something that's not Crash or Brokeback Mountain more out of that category. My second favorite movie that year was Bennett Miller's Capote. Truman, like, story about Truman Capote, who is a homosexual, was, rest in peace, and also rest in peace Philip Seymour Hoffman, which his performance in that was fucking fantastic. And my favorite Best Picture of the year, of the nominees that were Best Picture of that year, was Capote, not Brokeback and not Crash. I know it's shocking, but so many people they pick this because it's popular. Like, oh, the Academy was being homophobic. He had two movies about gay characters, like, had Brokeback Mountain and Capote is about a homosexual playwright who wants to write the story, so he actually interviews a murderer on death row. And my God, like, the only movie that didn't deserve to be in Best Picture out of those categories, out of that year, was, in my opinion, Good Night, Good Luck. I didn't like that movie. And also, like, here's how I think the Oscars, and I'm also gonna do this one little thing. How do I think the Oscars should change? Number one, get rid of this whole 10 Best Picture nominations. Go back to 5. Go back to 5, because when you have the 5 Best Pictures, it brings more prestige. It seems like it's harder to get in, and then it's more of a surprise when all of a sudden now they're like, oh, now this got Best Pictures. And then there's like only 2 that might, but no, go back to 5 Best Picture nominees. Another thing they should do that I think that would make the Oscars better. Some people be like, why add more categories? I'm going to say add 2 more categories, and I'm going to say take out 3 of them. Some people will be like, why take out those 3? Put these 3 categories, the best live action short, best animated short, and best documentary short, put them on those awards where they gave James Earl Jones the special awards, Oprah Winfrey's humanitarian. Put those nominations on that show. The live action shorts will still get their recognition, but no, people want to know what movies are coming out. They don't really care about the shorts. So I always thought having the live action shorts, the animated shorts, and the documentary shorts are 3 pointless categories for that reason, because people want to know what the best movies are, so they pay attention to the movies. Like the live action shorts, they never ever even get other nominations other than the shorts. So take the 3 shorts out. They're already adding casting in, but I'm going to say the 2 categories that I think they should add This one deals with the animated feature film, actually. And I do think, actually, before Nickel Boys of last year, which was my favorite film of 2024, my favorite year the year before was Akira Kurosawa, or no, sorry, Hayao Miyazaki. Akira Kurosawa did the movie Ran. I was thinking of another Japanese director, but I was talking about the animated director, and that's Hayao Miyazaki. My favorite film of that year was The Boy and the Heron, which only got that, and it won Best Animated Feature Film, which I was pretty happy, but I was like, and animated feature films, it's only happened 3 times that they got Best Picture nominations. Beauty and the Beast, Up, and Toy Story 3. Those are the only 3 times that animated feature films ever got Best Picture. And the Up and Toy Story 3 came in when they added the 10 nominations. And I personally would, like, if they go back to 5, although I do think Up should have been in the 5, in the final 5, because Up was my second favorite film of that year. It lost to Inglourious Basterds. But, yeah, so take out the animated shorts, go back to 5 nominations, take out all the shorts categories, so the live action, the animated and the documentary short feature films, just get rid of them. Put them in the awards where they give those specialty awards out for other celebrities. Put them there because nobody watches the Oscars for the shorts. They watch them for the movies. And then you add best actress in an animated voice and best actor in an animated voice. And you could probably even add animated special effects. So add 3 for, so it gives the animated feature films more that they could possibly get in, other than like sound and song and original score and all that. Like, it gives them more to that. So I wish they'd add some stuff for the animated feature films. Go back to 5 nominations. Every category be 5 nominations. And then take out all the shorts. That would make it so much better, in my opinion. And people need to stop watching it for, like, to point out, oh, there's this many black people. Oh, this is the first trans person. Oh my God, did you know this was the first Guatemalan? Oh my God, I can't believe we have the first mixed race Korean and Nicaraguan actor to be nominated. Like, it's just, it's getting too much where they have to point out and you got to stop watching it for that and start watching it like saying, hey, these guys did fantastic, they deserve nominations. And like I said, the Oscars were never ever racist. Denzel Washington was already multi-time nominated. He won 2 Oscars at that time, so they already gave two Oscars to Denzel Washington. Because they did it by merit, not because of his race, and that's how it should be. And just pointing out, that's just my opinion. That's how I would change the Oscars. Those things. Go back to 5 nominations. Stop being woke. Just nominate the best performances, and get rid of the animated. Get rid of the shorts. Get rid of the shorts category, and add the animated voice categories for actor and actress. That's what I would do, because I do think voice actors need recognition too. So yeah, this is Funk's Film Reviews. I'm Corey Funk, and yeah, this was just a little point of view that I have. Agree, disagree, it is what it is. If me saying that Carla Sofia Gascon should be an actor instead of actress offends you, oh well. It is what it is. But if I was to nominate the ones that were there, I would have nominated, actually, Adrian Brody made sense. Ralph Fiennes made sense for Conclave. I also think that Coleman Domingo made sense for Sing Sing. Oh yeah, I was going to say, get rid of Amal. Amal shouldn't win that. Sing Sing's that Like a Bird song is fucking beautiful. But it's not going to win because they're pushing Amal. But the best original song is from the movie Sing Sing, and it's called Like a Bird. It is a beautiful song. So I would put, that's another thing I would change. Like I want Sing Sing to win original song, even though I know it's not going to, because they're pushing Amelia Perez. So yeah, I'm Corey Funk. Funk's Film Reviews. Just some point of views on what I would do to change the Oscars. Thank you very much. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye now.